Hey, Sandra. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Dina. How y'all doing? Happy Blessed Friday. I wonder where Wanda is. She usually be the first one. She must have overslept. Or she must be out and about. It's raining outside. I ain't gonna lie. The rain had me feeling some type of tired and exhausted a little bit. I had to get out the car in the rain. But I'm glad I didn't get all wet up. How y'all doing today? I'm blessed and highly favored. Yeah. It's supposed to be kind of cold for the weekend. For y'all who don't know. hmm Supposed to be kind of chilly. Because I'm a little chilly right now. So y'all, I want to start off by saying happy birthday to my grandmother. Happy heavenly birthday to my grandmother, Big Mama. Hey, Wanda girl, I just asked for you. You was in first today. What you was doing? You overslept? Mm-hmm. You was in the bed because of the little weather, huh? The little rain, huh? But yeah, today's my grandmother' birthday. My grandmother. The people that know about Big Mama. Mm-hmm. Grandmother had the grocery store by the Avlaville Project called, called Big Mama Grocery Store. I'm eating olives. But yeah, I gotta pick it up. Then I gotta wipe it off. My floor not dirty. But I'm gonna wipe it off. I'm gonna wipe it off. She gonna put the top back on without wiping it up. Lies. I'm not that type of girl at all. And I didn't wipe my mouth with this. When I wash my hands, I dry my hands. Put the pickles in the bag. Can y'all get the likes? You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing about the likes. Y'all, yeah, whatever y'all do, it's fine with me. But anyway, today the topic is talking about young parents. Anybody on here was a young parent? Anybody on here was you a young parent? Did you have a child at a young age? hmm Hey Tracy, did you have your child at a young age? Cause I did. We got 7 people in here with one like. Only one of y'all like me? Lies. All you gotta do whenever y'all come in my house, just take y'all little fingers. Or if y'all don't have no fingers, just use your nub and press the like button.
From Facebook, Karen Brown.
Shut up. But anyway,
And Tracy Bieber.
shut up. Everything y'all saying on Facebook, she's saying it. Oh, that's my grandbaby. I don't need her to repeat nothing that y'all saying on Facebook. But anyway, now we got full life and 6 people. I'm gonna tell y'all why the numbers that be showing the people that's in. Cause they be pickaboos and they be linking up with other people. So if they come in as a pickaboo, they gonna link up with other people. I can see them when they get off that they was pickabooing, but they know how to throw the rock and hide their hand while I can't see their name. When I was on here yesterday and I got off, it was 140 some people. Sandra, you had your baby, your son. Oh, after you turn 20. That's not that young. Girl, I had my first child. I was 16 years old. That's young. Wait, let me eat this olive so I could talk. 19 is about right. You didn't graduate from high school, and I mean, everybody's not built for college. So you graduate, you got your high school diploma, go get you a nice little job, and hopefully you got somebody to watch your baby while you go to work. But let me say this. I got pregnant at 15. I had a baby at 16. During the time when I got pregnant, um, a lot of parents and stuff just before my age, they was embarrassed of their young kids having babies at a young age, even though they had a lot of them, back in the days, because they didn't have birth controls and they didn't have stuff to protect them from having children. That's why, like my great grandmother, it was like, I think like 13, 14, it was in the teens. Like, my great grandmother, my grandmother, and my great grandmother was an Indian. So, during their time, a lot of them had children like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. A lot of them had a lot of children because they didn't have no protection. That's why back in the days they had so many kids. But at one time, it used to be an embarrassing thing for you to be as a young teenager or a young adult at not a young adult, but I think like when you 14 and 15 and 16, you still considered as a child. You know what I'm saying? Even though you might think you're a young adult, you still a child. So that means I was a child when I had my first child. Um, because my oldest son right now is 42. He 42 and I'm 59. So, and then all my other children is in their 30s. So I will say this, being a young parent, it wasn't easy, especially like y'all got it. Some of the ones like today, the generations today, they got they parents that's taking on their responsibility and watching their children, so they get an opportunity. Hey, Cheryl, they get an opportunity to go and sleep around and have more kids. Unlike when I had a child, girl, wherever you go, your little son got to go with you. So I ain't gonna lie. I if I went somewhere, or if I went somewhere to give me some money or something like that, because I was about my luck earnings, I would ask my cousin Mookie to watch my son when I needed to go give me some money, if I wanted to go be with a boy or something like that. But I didn't have another child later until years and years later because that taught me a valuable lesson. I had that one child and I didn't have another one back to back and all that. Nah, I wasn't doing none of that. Um, Big Ann made it very hard for me with my first child. She was like, Happy Friday to y'all too. She was like, I ain't watching no baby. Whenever you leave, you take your little baby with you. And that I did. I didn't have a choice. So I either took him with me or I found somebody or paid somebody to babysit. And that's what I did. So let me say this to a lot of y'all that's out there. Y'all remember, all right, St. Aul had the all boys school. St. Mary's had the all girls school. Xavier Prep had the all girls school, right? So, all right, like if you went to St. Aul, the all boys school, and if you got in any kind of trouble, they will kick you out of school. You know what I'm saying, for certain reasons. Back then, like it was non-tolerance. They probably get away with a little more stuff now that you wouldn't have got away with years ago or decades ago. Now, for the young girls, St. Mary's, Xavier Prep, Now, I do know this to y'all out there, Miss Thing Things. A lot of y'all females that went to St. Mary's and Xavier Prep, y'all know darn well if they found out that y'all was sleeping around, wait, y'all was sleeping around, or y'all had boyfriends, and mainly, I mean, far as the part where y'all having boyfriends, I don't think that was a factor because a lot of y'all, young girls that was going to St. Mary's was supposed to be the so-called good girls in Xavier Prep, but some of y'all got kicked out of school because they found out y'all got pregnant. I'm just saying, some of y'all got kicked out of school because they found out you was pregnant going to Xavier Prep or St. Mary's. So let me say this. Let me say this. Just out of respect, I'm not going to say your name. Out of respect. Even though you sent somebody over here on my YouTube channel to troll me. Even though your friend came and trolled me on my YouTube channel, Miss Thing, didn't you go to Xavier Prep and you wind up getting pregnant at 15? Hmm. And they kick you out of school, right? They kick you out of school, right? So once they found out you was pregnant, they kicked you out of school, right? So, but I'm gonna say this. I know it was a horrible feeling when you get kicked out of school, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to you for your schoolmates. It's embarrassing to your family because they paid all this money for you to go to the St. Mary's, Xavier Prep, and you, while you was going to school, you was sneaking with the boys and you wind up getting pregnant. And it was an embarrassing moment for you. So let me say this. If you know a school kick you out, right, because you got pregnant at 15. See, let me say this. See, some of y'all girls, y'all be around here bragging, and because you went to St. Mary's, you went to Xavier Prep and all that kind of stuff there. So y'all felt like y'all was better than the girls that went to regular school. But all the while, y'all was the undercover, the undercover girls. hmm Y'all was undercover, but they thought y'all was the good girls when y'all was just like us in regular schools. hmm So listen, so Miss Thing, if you got kicked out of private school or girls' school, right? And when you got kicked out, you didn't graduate from them, right? But years later, you went back to school somewhere. I don't know the whole details, and you graduate, right? And then you want to get your little thing so you can be, working in the school system. But let me say this to you. If you graduate from another school, you didn't go back to the school that did kick you out, right? So what I'm trying to say is not trying to say what I'm going to say. Oh, so if that school kick you out, why would you want to go back there for your revenge to let them know that y'all kicked me out, but now I'm running the school? Okay, let me say this. Me as a woman, a young woman, young phenomenal woman, hmm and you as a woman. So if you know that this school kicked you out and treated you some type of way, you as a woman now, right? So this young lady that you suspended indefinite, don't that remind you of something? Because you got kicked out of school, right? Well, y'all don't have the same situation because She graduated. She sup- she did everything she was supposed to do, and she didn't get pregnant at 15. She did everything she was supposed to do to graduate out of high school. You wind up being pregnant at 15. So the moral of the story is, if you know a school kick you out, right? Why would you do this to somebody else, child? And the only reason why I'm asking you, why would you kick somebody else, child, out? Because you know how I feel. So where's your empathy for somebody else, child? I'm just saying. Not the sympathy, but where is the empathy? She got one already. Thank you anyway, but she got one. Thank you, Tika. She got one. So what I'm trying to say is, not trying to say, but what I'm saying is, when you was a young girl, they kick you out of the same school. And now you have an opportunity to be over that school. And why would you do that to another young black girl? I'm just saying, why you didn't have empathy for her? Because they didn't have empathy for you. That was different times then. When they kick you out, different people was running it. Now it's other people that run the same sympathy, empathy you wanted them to have for you and they didn't. Why you didn't have empathy for this young lady that you suspended indefinitely? I'm just saying, and I'm not saying your name out of respect, but I'm not biased at all. But since somebody came and trolled on my page and says two sides of the story, okay, let's say it is two sides of the story. But you was once kicked out of that school, and now you kick a little black girl out the same school that they kick you out of. So y'all gotta make it make sense. You gotta make it make sense. Because at the end of the day, that would have brought me back and say, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. Because that was done to me. Hey, you need me to say it again? I would have said, I'm not gonna do this to this little girl. She worked hard. And then the teacher, her teacher, is not, I mean, it's a coach. It's a coach. Wasn't even there long enough to even know this child. The child was there longer than the teacher who put hands on her. Hey, Nate. So you mean to tell me you didn't think about
Queen Unicorn.
you didn't think about your decision? You didn't think about yourself, or you just went with your move? See, you was once a young girl in the same school, which the name has changed now. You got kicked out of the same school for getting pregnant at 15. Now you might say, well, Ann, how you know that? I know people, and people know me, and people know you too. So I just be sitting back and trying to really analyze and figure out, why would you do something like that when the same thing was done to you? The only difference between you and Taylor is Taylor didn't wind up getting pregnant at 15. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And yeah, I got pregnant at 15 too. hmm But you was one of the ones that went to a private school. You one of the ones that had parents that spent a lot of money on you going to Xavier Prep. hmm And you wind up getting pregnant at 15. Okay. But then you turn your life around and you still graduate. You still got your education and you wind up going back and being over to school. That's what I'm saying. So when they give you that position, you'll put God allow you to get that position not to destroy other young girls' lives like yours almost was. He gave you that position not for you to boast and brag and to look down on the young girls that you was. See, they try to strip you because you was pregnant at 15. And the same thing they did to you doing to Taylor. I'm just saying, the internet would have never know anything or nothing about the altercation if you would have handled it in a different way. Because it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So before you wrote that statement and said that she was suspended indefinite, and then y'all called NOPD, none of that shouldn't even took place. And nobody wouldn't even know that. I mean, they got people that know you. None of this wouldn't have came out if you would have done it in decency and orderly. Hey, Queen. See, it's a wrong way and a right way that we should do things in life. And when you make a conscious decision, you should sit down and think about it before you make that decision. Before you make a final decision, you're supposed to sit down and think about it. And think about what if. And think about that was once you. See, none of this wouldn't have been going on if you would have made the right decision. But see when we got people that, around the world, a lot of people throw the rock and hide their hand. And a lot of people try to hurt people. And some hurt people. When you hurt people because you've been hurt, the cycle keep on going on. When you're supposed to say, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen because the same thing happened to me. See, some of y'all take your power a little too far when Jehovah got all the power. Sitting on a high horse. That boy killed. Hey, Mona. See, a lot of people don't know that you was kicked out of that school. You was kicked out the same school that you kicked this child out. So when that occurred, you had time enough to think. You had time enough. Hey, Martha, you had time enough to think about your decision, but you still went with your move, which could have been resolved because the mama was with me. And God forbid, she really didn't want to do none of this. She's not even that type of mama. The little girl is not a little girl in her feelings. And she don't want to, if she don't want to attend nothing anytime, she don't want to be a part of that because y'all stripped all joy away from her by kicking her out of school, sending her an email saying that she is expelled indefinite. See, before we do things in life, we got to think. You got to put yourself in other people's shoes and say, well, if that was my daughter, if that was my granddaughter, that was my son, how would I feel? You mean to tell me you want to destroy somebody's entire life from somebody that was doing good from eighth grade to 12th? She worked real hard to get from eighth grade to 12th grade at this school, and then all of a sudden, now on 2 weeks before the school is completely out, I'm suspended indefinite. Wow, that's diabolical. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So to all the women that was raising children as a young parent, because a lot of us raised our kids as young parents. I was 16. Somebody else probably was 14. Somebody else probably was 16 like me or 15. But even though I had a child at a young age, um, my life wasn't hard, but my life wasn't my life. When we have children, our life is no longer our life, which our life is really not our life anyway, because Jehovah come first. But God allow us to have children, and when He allow us to have children, He allow us to be there for our children. Okay, when you had one at 16, see, y'all gotta stop thinking it's all about you. Hey, Mama Ava, it's not all about you when you have kids. Love you more. It's about your children. See, when you done did all that you can do, hey, Pam, hey, Queen, that you could do, you can't do no more. But you know, the sad part about life is we have these children. We do everything we could possibly do for these children. And when they grow up, they start living their life. They be in a whole new chapter of their life. Some of them go on and get married and be with other people and stuff like that. You know, married, get married to a woman, get married to a man or whatever. And a lot of kids I noticed seeming to forget that mama was there when nobody wasn't there. Hey, ain't you ready, sister girl? A lot of young adults. I understand. You know, y'all got your sons and y'all daughters and your little families and all that kind of stuff there. But a lot of y'all don't realize that your blessing comes when you take care of who took care of you. Yeah, you do have your little family. But let's say you sacrifice. Let's say you say, I got bills to pay. You know, I got my family, mama. I'm paying my bills. So you think if you take 20, 30, $40 out of your bills and say, you know what? Here, mama, this for you. Or here, dad, this for you. You don't think that God gonna give you that back, reward you that back in some? You don't think God gonna give you that back in some? I don't know who a lot of y'all young generation of people. I don't know who y'all be listening to or who y'all be around, but somebody you around is not telling you the right thing about life. Because the right thing about life is to embrace the people that embraces you, love the people that love you, and treat people the way they treat you. You mean to tell me just because you got a wife or you got a husband, you gonna neglect your mama? Where they do that at? He said, honor thy mother, thy father. He said, honor them, respect them, obey them. So whoever came up with that, oh, we don't owe y'all. We never said that y'all owe us anything. But you mean to tell me because you got your little wife and you got your little husband, you forgot who paid the way. But if it wasn't for me as a mother, him as the father, if it wasn't for us, it wouldn't be no you. And yes, God do love a cheerful giver. So, but we got the young generation now that's running around and doing what they feel like they want to do, and in their mind, I ain't gotta buy my mom and that. It's Mother's Day come once a year. Holidays come once a year. And at the end of the day, then we got some young men and some young ladies for Mother's Day, they rather go buy for their in-law, their mother, before they buy for their own. They rather go buy for their mother-in-law and wouldn't even buy enough for their own mom. I think, y'all, to be honest, I think a lot of these kids don't realize that Jehovah is real. I don't think they really realize that Jehovah is real and he sees everything that they do. I don't think they think like that. I don't think they worry about that. But if you at a certain age in your life and a lot of stuff didn't happen to you, how could you not believe in Jehovah when you didn't dodge this, you didn't dodge that? And when you be disrespectful and disobedient to your mama and your daddy, stuff go to happening in your life. And then the first one you won't call is mama or daddy. You might not even call daddy and you call him mama. But at the same time, that's the same mama that you don't pick up the phone and say, dog, cat, you need me to do something for you? You need me to, I'm going to the store. You need me to bring you something back from the store? But since you got your little family, you got your little wife, you got your little husband, well, what you need to know is that you get one mama, one daddy. When your little wife decides she don't want to be with you no more, or your little husband decides he won't be with somebody else, who's still gonna be there? I'm just saying. A lot of y'all got life twisted. So it's understandable that y'all feel the need, that y'all feel like, oh well, I got my wife, I got my family, I gotta do for this, I gotta do for my family, this and that. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with having your family. But the minute your family fall apart, then you won't run to mama. Oh mama, I need you. Mama, you think you can help me? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey Mika, you think you can help me pay the bills and all that kind of stuff? Then, and God forbid if they be like, well, mama, can I borrow it? Y'all know if they borrow your money, you might as well say that's you're not getting it back. Because to them, a borrowing is a give. See what I'm saying? So when they ask you, can they borrow it? You might as well, you know what, in your mind. Don't tell them that you know you ain't getting your money back, but just know in your mind, you're not getting it back. And if you ask for it back, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And I ain't going to lie. Let me tell y'all something. It's okay for us to be there for our grandchildren. But when our adult children show us who they is, we got to start believing them. So if you man enough to show me that when I need you, you're not picking up the phone, or you might call me every now and then, or I might be on the phone with you, and your wife might be right there, and you can't say what you want to say because she looking in your mouth and her antennas up because she's trying to hear what you and I talking about, or the husband right there, or she talking loud, or you outside or you're talking to your mama and she keep on calling. Every time you're on the phone, oh babe, oh babe. Nah, she knew and he knew you're on the phone with your mom. See what I'm saying? But she won't interrupt the phone call because she got a little spirit on her. Because she mad with the relationship that y'all have, and some of y'all fall for that. See what I'm saying? Oh, babe. I know she know we on the phone. Oh, oh yeah, didn't want nothing. That's the type of relationship y'all in. Y'all act like y'all in competition. Let me say this. How can a son-in-law or a daughter-in-law be in competition with a mama or a daddy? And I ain't asking for a friend. How can you be in competition with me with a child that I brought in this world? I'm just saying. Who you think gonna win? Thank you, Queen. I'm just saying. Who you think gonna win? And a lot of y'all like that. And a lot of y'all parents, y'all need to look in the mirror too, because y'all have favorite children and y'all got favorite ones. And I don't have no favorite child. And I didn't heard my mama say my children that. I didn't heard people say that. I don't have no favorite child. But I embrace them like they embrace me. And I know y'all don't want me to be honest about holidays, birthday. And for my birthday, every year, my birthday, I only get from one person. And this been going on for decades. So don't feel bad. Welcome to the club. Welcome to you that's on here that don't get nothing either. It's called life. It ever came to the point to where you don't get nothing, to the point to where you ain't looking for nothing. Thank God that what I want, I could go out there and get. Samantha. I'm just saying. But all kind of other people get. But it's okay. Because it's a thing called life. And just like they give it to us, somebody gonna give it to them. So to the ones that's on here, they got good children. Thank God. Thank God. And I ain't saying I got bad children. But when it comes down to things that I feel like I deserve, I'd be lying if I tell y'all, oh yeah, I get this on the birthday, I get that on Mother's Day, I get this when the holiday come around. I only look for something from one person because that's the only person I know I'm getting something from. And I don't even be looking for nothing. And you be praying and you be thinking that they're gonna change. And in your mind, you be thinking, well, it's gonna get better. But let me tell you about me as a mother and a grandmother. Now that they are older and they making decisions to where they don't want to embrace the love that I'm still willing to give them as older adults. I'm trying to give the love to my grandchildren. And if I can't be there for my grandchildren on site, I'm still shower them with the things that I would love to shower them with in person. Whether I see them or not, I'm not going to let nobody stop me from being the grandma that I am. Because at one time I was like, you know what? Every time I go in the store, I see stuff for my grandchildren. And I'd be like, nah. The enemy be saying, girl, don't get nothing because they ain't like you going to see them with it on anyway. And like the enemy be saying, they ain't going to appreciate you anyway. So why you, and I still buy it. Because I know who I serve. I serve a good God. And I'm going to keep on being me. And when you serve a good God and you continue to bless other people, even though they despitefully try to hurt you and use you, God give you that back in some makeup. I'm just saying. It's a blessing when God say, you know what? See, people think you looking for a blessing in a form of money. No, I'm looking for a blessing to be here many, 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 many years. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, and to continue to look like the queen that I am. And see my grandchildren graduate, and maybe my great grandchildren graduate. I'm about to be 60 years old in July. In 10 more years, then I'll be 70. If I can make it to see my great grandchildren, I already see my grandchildren, my great grandchildren. That's what I'm talking about. That's a blessing. Now they looking for a blessing in money, in the form of money. God bless you all kind of ways. I know what it's like to have house, money, cars. Just bless me to stay here and be beautiful and shine and be a blessing to somebody else and make a difference in somebody else's life. That's what I use the internet for, Donna. If I could come on the internet every day and make a difference in one person's life, I know I did a lot. That's my purpose. My purpose ain't to come on here and degrade nobody and talk down on nobody. But if I can't be real with you, what's the purpose of me being on the internet? That's why I say at the end of the day, we got to practice what we preach. If we know this didn't happen to us, why do it to somebody else? Why do it to somebody else? If I know I was a young girl and I was abused and I got young daughters, girl, you think I'm not gonna put a lock and chain and watch the every ain't a man, ain't a cat, ain't a dog gonna get next to my girls to do them what was did to me. Not long as I'm living, not long as I'm around. I'm just saying. So to a lot of y'all women out there, they be saying, and I be listening to some of the young girls, they be saying, you know what, I was molested at a certain age and this and that, and then and then I turn around, somebody did it to you. What? So what you saying is somebody touched you, and if somebody touched you, you had daughters, and you didn't protect your daughters. Oh wow, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you mean to tell me if somebody, hey Shirley, somebody touch you, why wouldn't you protect your children? Why wouldn't I protect my children knowing that I've been touched? And I'm only trying to make a point. And my point is, I ain't said Miss Lady name, but back to what I was saying about young parents. I get on this subject. The subject today is talking about being a young mother. And a young lady who was suspended, indefinite, was suspended by a principal that was a young parent that got kicked out the same school. Mhm. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Why would you, as a mother now, as a mother now, and let me say something to you. We all are human, and none of us is perfect. So if none of us perfect, right? Let me say this. I'm a person, people know people that know people that know people, right? See, it could be 10, 20, 30 years down the line, right? If we do something you did decades ago, gonna come back and surface. See what I'm saying? That's why the best thing about me is that I'm living in my truth and I'm transparent. But it's mighty strange that you suspend a child indefinite from a school. The name has been changed, but when it was Xavier Prep, you was at the same school and they kicked you out. They kick you out the school. They kick you out the same school. But I guess that was your get back to go back and get your education. So you went back and got your education, even though you had a baby, got pregnant at 15. They kick you out and you went back. But when you went back, it wasn't the same people. It's not the same people. But you would have thought you would have had some type of empathy for this little girl, for this little black queen, because the same thing happened to you. Or is it hurt people? Hurt people. See, I'm not one of the ones because I didn't been hurt in all type of ways. But I didn't hurt people too. So they say hurt people, but I've been hurt and I ain't trying to hurt nobody. But seem like that applied to you. Because you've been hurt by the same school you just kicked the little girl out. And it didn't even have to get that far because at the end of the day, if y'all would have did it in decency and orderly, it would have never hit the internet. It wouldn't have never hit the internet. So I'm saying you was a young mother and Taylor is not a young mother. She's a young graduate. She didn't get pregnant at 15. She did everything she was supposed to do from 8th grade to 12th grade. And now you kicked her out indefinite because you was kicked out because you was a little fast ass like me at 15. I'm just saying it. None of this wouldn't have happened. Her mother is so humble. And she's a humble little girl too. And all you had to do is just call a meeting. And all this would have been resolved. But to strip her from everything that she worked so hard for, and school is just about to be out, and why would she want to be a part of the prom and the graduation and all of that after you then embarrassed her? You messed her up mentally. This something she'll never forget. In her whole entire life, she would never forget what happened to her in her 12th year of high school. Where the empathy at? You didn't go home and think about you being kicked out of school at 15 because they found out you was pregnant and it was a shame of you being pregnant. Justice for Taylor. I'm just saying, did you not go home and think about that? Because we all have families. We all have people that we love. And just because y'all got higher authority, don't mean y'all higher than Jehovah. Because he got the final say so. He got the final say so. See, we got to stop throwing a rock and trying to hide our hand. Because when you throw the rock and think you hide your hand, you got to bring the hand back to the front where it comes from. I'm just saying. I don't want to do no wrong to nobody intentionally. I don't want to hurt nobody. Because I know how I feel to hurt somebody because you're going to get that back. One way or another. And if you had a baby at 15, I'm sure you got children too. Can you just think about the decision that you made to destroy a young black queen life? But the devil is a lie. Victory already won. So that release y'all came out with, you know why y'all came out with a release? Because it hit the internet. That's after the fact. When all that could have been resolved. So your little friends or whoever they might be, come over here to troll me. Tell them no weapon formed against me and us shall prosper. And if they know something that we don't know, come tell me about it. I'm listening. But you can lie to some of the people some of the time, but you can't lie to the people all the time. Because we got people that know Taylor. We got people that know her mama. We got people that know her daddy. We know this ain't no baby mama drama. This ain't no drama. This ain't no little girl that's always in something, always talking back, always flip out of mouth. She not that kind of girl. Y'all messed up this time. I know y'all messed up, right? Okay. I just wanted to make sure that y'all know y'all messed up. Right string, wrong little girl. Hmm? I'm just saying, y'all, because y'all do know back then when young girls was getting pregnant, the family was ashamed of you out there sleeping around and you supposed to be in school getting your education and you was going as if you put up. So just imagine how your family felt. They sending you to school, they spending all this money on your education, and you around here sleeping with boys or a boy, if it was one. But you did get pregnant at 15. You did get kicked out of school at 15. And then years later, you over to school and you kick a little girl out. Not because she was pregnant at 15, because she had an altercation with a teacher that who ain't even been at the school longer than her. Wow. That speaks volume. I'm just saying, where the empathy at? I'm just saying. How long the teacher been there? 23 or 24? Since 23 or 24, and we in 26? I'm just asking, and I'm not asking for a friend. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. See, when we do stuff to people and people children, we got to start using our head. We got to start thinking because y'all job be on the line and everything y'all do reflects back to y'all. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't. That's not a good feeling when you come back. A lot of y'all don't want to be held accountable. Y'all don't know how to take accountability on certain things. Y'all so used to getting over and getting by till y'all get a little power and y'all forgot where y'all came from. You forgot you was the same little girl as Sarah.
Yes, so true.
Y'all forgot. Y'all was a little girl graduating and it wasn't easy for y'all. So where the empathy at? Oh, I forgot. We dealing with different spirits, different people. We living in a world where people think immaterial things and money have value to it. And know what have value to me? Jehovah. That's the man that said, I'll never leave you nor to forsaken me. I'm just saying. I could tell a lot of y'all don't know God. It's just a man to y'all that y'all heard about. Because if y'all knew him, y'all would stand on his purpose and his word. To the ones that think they know everything.
From Messenger, Demetis Williams. Demetis replied to your story. Amen, amen.
I'm just saying. Jesus is love. Hamika. Jesus wants us to treat people the way we want. He want us to treat them and treat people. He want you to treat people the way they treat you in a good way. God is not the author of confusion. And if I can't tell you nothing wrong, nothing right, I'm not going to tell you nothing wrong. That's why they don't like me. And I don't care who you is. Family, nieces, nephews. I don't care. And let me say this. Something disturbed me today. I said I wasn't going to speak on it, but I'm not really going to speak on it, but I'm going to speak on it a little bit. Let me tell y'all something about my children. I love my children. I love my family. I love my friends. But if you out there and you and my daughter or my sons and y'all cousins or family, whatever, and y'all get into it, that's on y'all as cousins and friends, as long as y'all don't pum or unalive one another. But if you get into it with your cousin and you call somebody on the outside that's not related, let me say this to the outside people: stay out of family business. Because what I heard today, what I want y'all to know is, even if I don't talk to my daughters or my sons, if family get into it, sisters get into it, cousins get into it, mamas and daughters, daddies and sons get into it, that's family business. But if you call an outsider that's not a part of the family to come and help you, the outsider better think before they get involved in something that has nothing to do with them. So I say that to say, don't never call nobody on the outside to deal with none of my daughters or my sons or nothing like that, because at the end of the day, that's not going to be no good look. I'm just saying, see, stuff don't get back to me sometime right then and there. See what I'm saying? Now, let me say this. My children, my children be out and about, the ones who be out and about. And what I heard today, don't get me wrong. If my daughter, they block me, some of us parents, we going through that where they block us, they don't talk to us for a month or two or whatever, or however they don't want to talk to us. Oh, well, I'm still your mom. I don't care if you don't talk. Thank God you're all right. I don't care if you don't talk. God cover, protect her, whatever she go through, have mercy on their souls or whatever. But at the end of the day, but when I hear in the wind that somebody was talking about jumping my daughter and you her cousin and you calling somebody on the outside, let me tell you something, Miss Outsider. You better mind your business and stay out of family business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't care if me and my children don't talk in years. If you ain't got nothing to do with family business, can you mind your business and stay out of it? I don't care if you the other man's daughter, the other man's sister or whatever. Stay out of cousins, sisters, and brothers' business. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And what I heard today, and you said that you're, let me tell you something, Miss Thing. And you know, I'm talking to you, Miss Thing. I'm talking to my little niece. Since you feel the need to tell somebody that you'll never forgive me, because you was on my live being disrespectful, trying to come on my live and be disrespectful to me, and you say you'll never forgive me, I don't have a problem with that. But you remember you was calling my phone when you was in jail, and you was asking me to send you money and stuff like that, and I did, and now you gonna say you don't never want to talk to me or you don't ever want to speak to me again in life? Okay, stand on it. Stand on that. But I love you. I'm always love you. But don't ever send word to me or allow me to hear something about you saying you'll never. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But it's okay. Tita still love each and every one of y'all. If y'all don't never talk to me again in life, and I stand on that. I love my children. And if they don't ever talk to me again in life, I'm still good with that. My crying and my hurting days is over. But I'm always love you. But for you to want to fight your cousin, my daughter, and then you have some try to call somebody else to fight your cousin, you out of order. When we do that, when we start telling cousins, oh, I hate you, I ain't never did like you. When we do that, when you start doing that, because in spite of me and my sisters and brothers and cousins, and in spite of us getting into it, fussing and fighting and all that, we ain't never let nobody on the outside involve themselves in our fussing fighting. Where we do that at? Do y'all not know when y'all talk to strangers on the street, stranger not gonna come back and tell your auntie what you said and how you feel about her? Wow, the same auntie say, you know what, when you come home, I got you. Whatever you need, I got you. You need a car? I got you. I got a whole van. You know, remember I said you can have my van? All right. But I forgot y'all youngsters, a van is like a soccer mom van. Y'all have picks and choose of the things that y'all would ride in when y'all ain't got a pot of fish in the window to throw it out. Because me, I wasn't ashamed to ride nothing. If it's going to get me to point A to point B to point C and D, let me get that out. But y'all got so much of pride, so y'all don't want to crawl before y'all walk. Well, I wasn't raised like that. And happy birthday to my grandma today. And if my grandma was here, none of this that's going on, the separation wouldn't even be going on like it is. Grandma ain't here no more. And now everybody's separated. Everybody talking about, well, I don't mess with her. I don't mess with this auntie. That's my favorite auntie. I don't mess with that auntie. I don't mess with that cousin. I don't mess with that side of the family. Oh, wow. They having separate, or the little youngsters in the family, they got a separate family reunion. They got separate this and separate that. That's why some of y'all wind up having children that's mongoloid and all that with bad blood because y'all mixing the blood. Children got cousins and aunties and uncles that they don't even know that's their cousins, their aunties, their uncles, and they wind up sleeping with one another. And then when they find out that's their cousin, oh, you nasty slept with your cousin, how you want them to know? I'm just saying. My brother got almost 30 something children. They showed me one of my brother's little daughter. I try to embrace and meet the little girl. I sent her my number. Her mama told my nephew that was my brother's daughter. I sent the little girl a message. I told him to give her my phone number, and I could only do what I could do. If you don't want to be a part of our life, why you allow yourself to tell my nephew that you was his sister? And one day you might wind up sleeping with one of your brothers. But I ain't running behind nobody, child. I'm just saying. And show with them family generational curses. Your daughters, your sons, your husband and made outside children, and you caught up in your feelings because he done made a child down yonder, but that's still a child. That's still his child. You so bitter, and you have a right to be bitter and mad, but when you know Jehovah, you get over stuff like that. When you grow up, you're supposed to be able to deal with stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, yeah, he did what he did. But that child that came into the world, or that adult, ain't asked to come here. They got a lot of sisters and brothers that's walking around that sisters and brothers and don't know these sisters and brothers. Because they got people that's bitter and mad. Yeah, girl, you got a sister over there. And you know what? You got a sister across the river too. You know, when he was messing with such and such and such and such and all that kind of stuff, their family secrets. I got a cousin that's a grown man, got grandchildren and all that. They found out he got a long lost brother. And before the brother could get to know him, the brother been asking, been trying to get with the family, but he passed away and left children. And now my cousin got sisters and brothers, nieces and nephews that they ain't even know they had by their own mama. I'm just saying. They ain't know their mama had another son. They didn't even know that was their brother. What about the parents that had to give children away because they couldn't take care of all of them? What about the aunties and the uncles? I got aunties and uncles that live in Chicago. They never saw me in person. And their name is Mays, M-A-Y-S. That's the correct spelling of our name, M-A-Y-S. Somebody put the E in the name. But so many people so caught up into their emotions and their feelings that they only thinking about self. But do y'all not know, Shawanda, when we leave this earth today or tomorrow, some stuff gonna be left behind if you don't be real and take accountability and be transparent and be real with the next generation. Oh, girl, well, you know, that's so and so, but I ain't telling that girl that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Oh, that's so and so, but I ain't telling, girl, we got another sister and another brother. Well, you know what? Mama said daddy was cheating and messing with, you know, Rebecca around the corner and the neighbor next door, and her little last child supposed to be our sister and brother, but I don't know. Yeah, you know. Somebody mad because you were supposed to be the only child or the baby child, and come to find out they got one that's under you. Because Papa was a rolling stone. I'm just saying. That's the world we live in. They want you to lie. They want you to lie about your life, lie about the past. And guess what? It's so many things that have been swept under the rug before we even existed. So many people that's dead in the cemetery that got bones they took with them. Family secrets they took with them. And we around here wondering, damn, why I'm like this? Man, why I'm so messed up? Man, why I be like that? Why I'm dyslexia? Why I can't do this? Well, maybe we need to do some digging. Hey, Dana. And go dig up the ancestors and the grandmas and the grandpas and find out, Grandpa, did you sleep with the neighbor? Was you with Miss Rebecca around the corner? Because her children and her son and her daughter look just like us. That's why when you see people, they be like, well, hey, you know, this person looks just like you. Family secrets. It's a lot of family secrets. A lot of infidelity. A lot of people sneaking and creeping. A lot of stuff is out of our control. A lot of things we don't have no control over. I'm just saying. We be looking like people and you be saying, well, damn. And they'll be going around, nobody no talk. I don't know them people like that. No, I ain't your dad. I ain't never messed with that man like that. Lies. Well, why the daughter look like? And why some people look just alike? When you go to putting dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and you go to, well, such and such have, and such and such, and such and such. Because I got a brother that's in Angola. My brother, mama, sister, got a daughter from my uncle. So my uncle, baby mama, sister, was messing with my daddy, and I got a brother. And I was talking to somebody today, and they said I got two more brothers. that I ain't seen. And I was talking to somebody again, and they said I had another sister or brother from the Iberville. So we got all these people running around, and I got another sister that looked just like me. And I remember her mama. But I didn't know she was my sister. And she'd be on my Facebook page. So we got a lot of sisters and brothers, relatives running around, people with the same genes, the same blood. And they got family secrets, and they not even telling the secrets. That's why y'all look like, and somebody say, well, girl, Shawanda, Mika, Sandra, Wanda, Brandy. Girl, I saw somebody look just like you. Because all of us want to believe that our daddy and our mama was faithful to our daddy and our mama, and it wasn't. It's very seldom you're going to find a couple that was faithful to one another back then. And now, the time that we living in now, girl, almost all of them cheating. I'm just saying. Because we could lie to the people some of the time, but we can't keep lying. Because I want answers. I be trying to figure some stuff out. I be trying to figure some stuff out. Now, if y'all say I got sisters and brothers and all that kind of stuff, y'all, can they come to the front? Because I want to know who they is. But like I said, I got aunties and uncles. I got an auntie, they said I looked like, and that was unalive in Chicago. But all my daddy people, my daddy brothers and sisters live in Chicago that never saw me in person. And when I saw my cousin, which is my daddy brother, when I saw my daddy brother daughter, man, her look just alike. And when I saw her post her sons look just like my brother Warren children. And check this out. Warren have a son named Carl, Carl. I got an uncle in Chicago named Carl Mays. Warren ain't never met, we ain't never met my Uncle Carl. We ain't never met my Uncle Michael. We ain't never met my Auntie Holly. We ain't never met none of our, I met my Uncle Stanley that came down here when my grandfather passed away down here. My grandfather was Warren Mays. And then my daddy was Warren Mays. And then my brother was Warren Mays. And now Warren got Warren Mays. Yeah. And Warren grandchild, Warren Mays. It's generational curses. And then I got family members. Everybody know I love the kids. And I ain't gonna lie, my phone should be ringing off the hook every day from all my nieces and nephews. And I ain't gonna lie, I raised my right hand to go. I done been there for all my nieces and nephews who been around me when they was babies. And you mean to tell me, one of my little nephews called me all the time. He called me so much, I be saying, damn, I wonder if he calling for some money. I said, you good? He said, no, I don't need no money. I be playing with him like that. But at the end of the day, he always called me. Auntie, I just was thinking about you. Auntie, I love you. And I'm trying to figure out why the other ones, what could have happened, or what somebody could have made my nieces and nephews feel some type of way about me. And I promise y'all, I'm real with everybody in my family, even my nieces and nephews. But why I don't get a call from all of them? Cause I guess cause I'm real. And I think I'ma just be real. I feel in my spirit that somebody said something about me to my nieces and nephew to make them feel some type of way. Because ain't nowhere in the world out of all the nieces and nephews that I done been there for. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And I know they be having their little family meetings, all this your kind of stuff there, and they get mad and all that. Me and Warren was A1 day one. And I be protecting some of them feelings. But at the end of the day, whatever they say, however they want to say, I know the real. And you mean to tell me when I one of the nieces, since they didn't got to the adult stage where they could feel the need that they want to be disrespectful to me or whatever, I be letting them, make it or whatever. But at the end of the day, when it come down to disrespecting me, you got to stay from around me. When you feel the need that you want to be disrespectful, and I've been there for y'all, and y'all won't play them type of games where y'all can't even pick up the phone and call and say, Auntie, you know what? It's all good. Let me say this. They got I got one little person in my family. And I'm talking about my out of my out of my nieces, my nephews, or whatever. One of them, let me tell y'all how bad generational curses is. One of my one of my nieces, one of them, I ain't gonna say who it is. One of them, their mama been incarcerated. Their mama been incarcerated for quite some time. Um, on some happened in Texas, and y'all know how Texas is. And something happened with her and her boyfriend or whatever, and he's no longer here. I must say that. And she been incarcerated ever since then, right? I mean, it was on. I think it was on one of those shows. Like I don't know if it was the first 48. I don't think it was on first 48, but it was on one of the crime shows or something like that, right? So in the process of her being incarcerated, she got into it with another female, and she unalived another female. I mean, a female while she was incarcerated. So I be talking to one of my little great nieces, and she got a little anger problem. And her and I had a little talk and stuff like that, and I told her, because she's still young, and I said, "Do you want to wind up in trouble?" And I talk to kids like I should talk to kids, but I still want to be real with them. And she listened to me and stuff like that. And the schools and the state feel like something is wrong with her, whatever, whatever. So I talked to my niece, which is her mother, and I was like, well, just let her come by me. I live out there, in St. Tammany Parish or whatever, and she could get a good education out there instead of letting them trying to put her in a facility. Yeah, a mental facility. I feel like she's too young for that, even though she having these little thoughts or whatever, whatever. I said, let her come by me, right? So my niece, she ain't never called or whatever. But I ain't trying to take nobody child. All I'm trying to do is like give her a good life, away from certain things or whatever. But my niece never, to make a long story short, I said that to say, y'all got to break these generational curses off these children. If you see your child having thoughts and big thoughts of doing something to somebody, you need to get them help. I mean, get them help fast. Because if you don't get them help now in their young age, sooner than later, they're going to wind up just like their grandmother. And I don't speak that on nobody's child. And Lord in heaven knows I don't want nothing to happen to none of my nieces, great nieces, or nothing. But if a child tell you that they would do something to you or anybody else, it's time for you to get them the help that they need. I'm just saying. So y'all think life is a game. And I talked to my little niece and I was like, well, I can help much as I can. Let her come by me. But see, the young parents that we have today, they feel like I don't need you to give me no money. I don't even care if your child get a check or whatever. That's on you. I'm good. What I'm willing to do is help her, give her a good environment, give her a better life than other than them saying, "Oh, let me put in a mental institution and all that." Why put in a mental institution? But to be honest, some of the stuff that she said, they feel like that's where she needs to be. When at the end of the day, to be honest, she needs to be pampered. She needs to be loved. She don't need to be a young 10, 11, 12-year old babysitter. Some children feel like, even though they're 11 and 12 years old, and then you have another baby, they have jealousy in their heart. And my little niece is the only little girl. And she be watching her little brothers and all that kind of stuff there. And I asked my little niece, I said, you want to come by me? And she said, yeah, but I'm not a mom. And I can't make that call. And I can't make decisions. But when y'all see stuff starting to happen in y'all household with y'all children, or they go to speaking and saying things that they shouldn't be saying, can y'all please get them some help before it get too late? Can y'all please get y'all children some help before it get too late? So y'all that's out there that be around my nieces and nephew, um, if somebody ever told y'all something to make y'all feel some type of way about me, that's between y'all and them. But at the end of the day, if y'all listening, I want all y'all to remember I'm the same auntie was there for y'all when nobody else wasn't there. I'm the same auntie told you if you don't do nothing else, make sure you graduate from high school, and you did that. And now you go against me. You don't pick up the phone and say, auntie, I'm just checking on you. Wow, that's the volume. It's all good. I didn't win against family members for y'all. I didn't turn my back on family members and took up for y'all. And that's the things I get. Remember my sister Sunshine said, y'all better call your auntie Annie. She do children. I don't do children. I don't watch children. And y'all forgot about that. Y'all really forgot about that. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm still the same auntie. I'm still the same auntie. And gonna always be. But as y'all get older, y'all gonna realize that y'all been lied to about Auntie Annie. See, this way it comes in where children should be seen and not heard. Children shouldn't sit at the table with a bunch of adults, hearing adults talking about another adult. I know I be talked about. I done been in the car with people where they try to be on the phone with a niece or a grandchild. Well, I'm gonna call you back. I can't talk right now. Oh, you can't talk right now with your granddaughter and you in the car with your daughter. Or you can't talk right now because that's your daughter and you don't want your daughter to say the wrong thing because you're in the car with your sister. Oh, when you could tell when you and your daughter been having a conversation and you let your daughter talk about your sister, or you talk about your brother. I can't talk right now. I'm gonna call you back. Or I'm gonna call you when I get to. You could tell when people be in the car with you, and it be like, well, I'm gonna call you when I get home. That means they cutting the conversation because they can't talk in front of you. Girl, I'm gonna call you back. That's why some people don't have their phone connected to their car and got somebody in the car and somebody called that they've been talking about. Because people talk about people that they be with, that they be around. just saying. Don't talk about nobody around my brother because every time you call him, you're on speakerphone. And he don't bite his tongue. He's just like me. And one thing about me, if I say something about somebody, I can say it in their face. Yeah, I said that. Oh, I'm messy because I said it. I don't think it's being messy when you telling them what you got to tell them in their face. If I tell you what I got to tell you, if I say, girl, mama said you was, oh, I wasn't supposed to say that, but y'all was having a conversation about me. Y'all was talking about me, but I ain't supposed to tell my sister that you was talking about her and y'all was talking about me. How can people get mad when you find out they've been talking about you, but they get mad if you talk about them? That don't go together. Not at all. It's okay when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. I'm messy. What makes me messy? I'm just saying. So let me say this, y'all. So to the ones all that have children. So if I call one of my daughters and I talk to her on the phone, well, girl, what you been doing, girl? I ain't been doing that. And we talking. Girl, you know your sister, girl. You know how your sister. And yet, and what she did, and girl, yeah, girl, don't you know? Let me tell you about your brother. Girl, don't you know he go with the other girl? And don't you know he got a baby on the way by the other girl? You know the other girl that he brought by mama's house, not the first girl, but the other girl. So they ain't being messy. And I'm not asking for a friend. So is that not being messy? So with that being said, all us messy. Even if we talk about our own children. Even if we call a baby dad and say, let me tell you what your daughter did. Don't you know she stood out all night? Yeah, she ain't even called. You know, with the little block boy, you know, the one that be up there, you know, one around there selling them drugs, be on the corner. Yeah, she went. Yeah. So they ain't being messy. So they ain't being messy. Calling the daddy, calling the mama. So is that not being messy? So that means all us is guilty of being messy. I take my charge. Because I show, and then let me tell y'all the cold part about the children. I might call. What you doing, Corey? I ain't doing nothing. What's up? This how they talk to us. Yeah. What's up, Mom? Well, I just was calling. I just was checking on you. Oh, all right. You talk to your sister? No, I ain't talked to her. Well, you know, I heard such and such. Mom, I'll call you back. So they could talk about us. But the minute I'm talking about the sister or the brother, oh, Mom, I'll call you back. But y'all could team up on me. Miami, on me. But the minute I talk about them, it's a problem. You talk to your mama. Run that by me again. Did you talk to, this how they be talking about us. Did you talk to your mama? Run it by me again. Did you talk to your mama? That's how they do us. Am I lying? Did you talk to your mama? So now, you're not their mama. You're not one of mama. That's your mama. Did you talk to your mama? Yeah. So they not even, they disowning us. Because that's what they be saying. Y'all not in my line. So y'all children don't do that. Y'all children don't be saying that. You talk to your mama. That's what they be saying. So you talk to your mama. They saying, well, who they talking about? Your mom. Oh wow. So none of y'all trying to do that besides mine? Because I didn't hear some other people trying to do that too. If y'all trying to do that, glory to be the God. Because I didn't hear some other trying to do that and say, girl, did you talk to your mama? How you doing, Angel? Yeah, I talked to her. Yeah, she was on the internet and she was going off, and they too old for that. They need to be minding their business. They always want to jump on the internet. We be jumping on the internet minding our business, and y'all be playing like y'all not minding our business, but y'all be listening to us. So if y'all wouldn't be minding our business, how would y'all get to know we on the internet? Oh yeah, by your first name. Um, and then they was calling me, "What's up, Will?" Y'all don't y'all don't laugh. Some of you trying to so disrespectful. What's up, Will? Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. Some stuff you just gotta literally, because outside people they love feeling hurt, and I'll be around, they'll see me and they'll be around their friends and stuff like that, and they'll say, "What's up, Will?" Did y'all just not hear what I said? I'm gonna say it again, because I know some of y'all be like, "Well, what she said?" Yeah. So I see my children, maybe one or two of them, but they got one. She'll be around all her friends, and I might roll past by, and she'll say, "What's up, Will?" Look, the children was all on the internet. I don't like your children. Y'all mean they too disrespectful. What you mean? You gonna call your mama Wills? That's disrespect. I like it. When they call me Wills, man, I don't. That shit don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? It's the human part of it, and they be saying, "What's up, Wills?" And other people get caught up in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? They be hard down mad, and the shit be funny to me. I be like, man, whatever. Them calling me Will. People be like, yeah, you see how they disrespect their mom? They call their mom Will. At least they don't call me Mel. At least they don't call me Mel. That's an ugly name. I'm just saying. What's up, Will? How many of y'all get called by y'all first name? I'm just saying. They don't call me my first name, but they say, "What's up, Wills? What you got going on, Will?"
From Instagram, Renell Collins. A video camera emoji sent you a real.
Mm-mm. No, they don't get it. Let me say it loud. When my daughters see me, or when they see me, sometimes they be saying, "What's up, Wills?" Now y'all know I'm in a wheelchair, right? So they'll say, "What's up, Wills?" Like that for the people who it went over their head. Instead of them saying, "Hey, mama," they'll be like, "What's up, Wills?" Or they'll talk among each other and be like, "You talk to Wills today?" So all their friends they be around, if they say, "Yeah, we saw Wills," their friends know that they call me Wills, the ones who got a sense of humor, not the ones be like, they're so disrespectful. They call their mama Wills. Okay, Wills, 4 wheels that day. So y'all listen. I usually play my music on Fridays, And I love to play the music, and I want to play the music, right? But we got them over there. Me and them next door, we beefing. They beefing with me because I told, you know, the subdivision people that they let the dog shit on my lawn. Hey, I was wondering why nobody wasn't laughing. Because that's what they call me when they see me and they be with their friends. And I'm in a wheelchair, they be like, "What's up, Will?" And Mr. White folks would have got it. Yeah. So y'all, I be wanting to play the music, but them right there, I can hear the music way from the bedroom and all that kind of stuff there. They mad because I read it on them because they little weenie little black dog. They have the nerve to be like this color and a dog this color. They this color and a dog this color. And they got mad because I told on them the dog ain't only did it one time. He did it about 5 times and they didn't pick the shit up. I'm just saying, Paula, they do. So we beefing over there. I be wanting to play the music, but we be beefing. So I say I'm gonna just go ahead on, get my little currency together and stuff like that and buy me a house. That way I can play my music when I want, how I want. Mhm. I ain't gotta worry about somebody calling the police on me. So when I put my music on, they be calling the police on me. I've been over here almost 5 years and I have never, I have never had the police call on me. So the police say, can you just turn your music down? I can hear it way to the precinct. Lies. What's up, Will? Y'all I ain't gonna lie. Let me give y'all some brownie points. Now, I had a police though, so he might have heard my music. Let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. None of us is we imperfect people. But this would make you happy every day. See when stuff you see negative stuff gonna come our way regardless. But you gotta know how to fight them spirits off. See what I'm saying? The strategy is when you see somebody want you to argue with them and somebody picking with you, you got to identify the spirit. You got to know how to identify a spirit. Because, see, you could be having a good day. Like we having a good day on here. We laughing, right? And we talking about good stuff, right? Say you get off the phone with me and the enemy already mad because we've been having, a laughing day. And we've been talking about Jehovah, and the enemy don't like that. So when you get off, I get off the internet, somebody gonna call your phone, and they gonna have something to say that's gonna vex your spirit. But when somebody call you on your phone, and they go to, girl, what you doing? Yeah, girl, I'm so sick of these children. Every time they look around, it's always something. They keep on calling me, to borrow money. My daughter always talking about she don't have the money, to pay her bills and all that kind of stuff there. And then, they won't bring the children over here, the grandchildren. I don't feel like watching nobody grandchildren. That's my grandchildren. I love them and all that. But girl, I don't ever have no time for myself. My husband, he be working all day. We don't get the time. We can't spend time together. It's always something. There go you. Now, why call me with all that shit going on? You didn't say all that on the phone to me about your daughter, and you still then gave her the money. You didn't call me and vex my spirit and brought me into your world and your shenanigans. And now you want me to be a part of you and your problem. See how easy that is? It's easy for the enemy to call you and distract your mind with their shenanigans. You got to know how to stop the enemy at their track. Because if y'all come on my page every day and I put a smile on my face, And some of y'all ain't going through half of what I've been through. If I can wake up and I can smile and put a smile on my face, even when I'm going through what I be going through within my body, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Girl, see him over there? If he want to drink his life away, let him drink his life. Girl, do you have insurance in him? I know you love him and you tired of him and this drinking. But if he drinking and he ain't bothering nobody, make sure you put insurance on. If he a good man, but the only thing he do is get drunk, long as he don't get drunk and piss in the bed, and long as he don't get drunk and go to talking stupid, just let him drink his life away. If that's what he want to do. If he went to work all night and work all day, all night, all that, and he made his money, he gave you your little curves, let him drink his little liquor. Long as he don't start. If he don't start no shit, it won't be no shit. If she want to drink her little beer, the little cheap beer that she drank, let her drink her beer. Long as she don't start no mess and no confusion and he arguing and fussing and going back and forth with me, let her drink her little beer. All the bills paid. Today is the first. Tomorrow is the second. The third is Sunday. Everybody should have their check. Everybody's check came out today. So if she want to drink her little portion, let her drink her little portion. Make sure the bill is paid. When her little portion gone, ain't got no more. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Everybody should have been and paid their little bills. Pay your bills first, necessities, and then you can do what you want with the rest. But I refuse to let you stay in the house with me and I pay all the bills and you blow all your money. We ain't doing that. Get somebody else to do it. Hmm. I'm just saying, y'all got to know how to be at peace within yourself. In spite of what's going on, today is Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. And God gonna wake you up tomorrow. And He gonna wake you up Sunday. So why are you mad? Why are you being ungrateful? Just look around. Just look in the mirror. You might not have everything that you want right now, but I guarantee you, if you start living right and doing what you're supposed to do, He gonna supply you each and every need. And don't stop being a blessing to nobody, to somebody. Bless somebody every now and then. Because I was talking to somebody today, and she called me on the phone, and she was like, "Well, Miss Ann, guess what? I won this and I won that." And I said, "Well, you remember you blessed somebody else? Remember you called me and you said, Miss Ann, I'm gonna bless so and so." And God gave her that back in triple time. Try it. Try being a blessing to somebody. Don't worry about what she got, what kind of car she drive, or what she ride, and all that. Be a blessing to somebody. Pick somebody to bless. Because people pick me and I pick people too. Let all us on here pick somebody to bless. Somebody pick me and thank you. Let each and every one of us pick somebody to be a blessing to. That part right there. The best blessing that I can give, is to draw somebody closer to Jehovah. But outside of that, I still could be a blessing to people like they've been a blessing to me by saying, "Here, go out to eat. Or let me come pick you up. Let's go spend some quality time. Queen, I ain't got a car out there for nothing where we can't say, well, you know what, Queen, let's take us a road trip. Let's get on the highway and the byway. Because I got a nice car. When it's time for me to go, I can go. So anybody else, any other queens, do y'all want to take us a road trip somewhere? Or let's get on the Greyhound bus and take us a one-way trip and one way back, one way going and one way. Just ride out of town and turn around and come back while we still got a chance. You think He just left us here? Philippians 4:19. You think He just left us here? Why we just can't take us a road trip? Come on. Pat, you got a food truck. Where your truck at? So we can support you. Let us know where your truck at so we could come out there and support you. Why we can't get together? So I just got an E-Class 350 just to parking outside in front of the driveway and go up and down the causeway, slide there, Hammond. Nah. Where the queens at to say, hey, let's get our bags, let's pack our bags, let's fill up, and we going out of here. And we coming right back. We go, have fun, and get back on the highway. He got us covered. We're the ones that's willing to let's saddle up. Let's go horseback riding. Better yet, let's go on Fulton and feed the animals. We ain't too old to feed the animals. Oh no, I'm scared of animals. Girl, please. I'm scared. Girl, please. We can stay in the car. They let you drive in the car. They let you get in the little truck and feed the giraffes and all that. When we gonna get together, Donna, Mika, Paula? When we gonna get together? All us, Ingrid, Angie, Dana, Sandra, Wanda. When we gonna get together? Cause y'all be lying to me, not y'all. But the other one, oh well, we gonna do a little girls trip and we gonna meet up by the convention center, and it never happened. What is the excuse? I'm just saying. What is the excuse? Why we gotta stay sitting here in New Orleans, not doing nothing, getting old, and not enjoying life? I'm just saying. And if it's enough for us, why we can't rent a utility vehicle and all us just take us a road trip? We go to Destin, we go to Houston, we go to Atlanta. We could stay one day and we come back. We could go to the mall, have a little, and we ain't even got to spend no money. We could just go and enjoy life because they don't have a whole lot of stuff to do down here in New Orleans. Why we just can't do something? Even if the ones who got children, we could say saddle up. Take the children too. We don't need nobody. Oh, I gotta find a babysitter. No, we gonna bring their little tail self with us too. And we gonna discipline them. Now y'all gotta we taking y'all on a road trip. Y'all gotta be good. Ain't nobody should be left out. Why we can't do that? Can we all just get along? I'm tired of people lying to me. Am I well, we gonna do something. When? I'm just saying. I drove to Houston by myself to see my grandbaby. I drove to Atlanta by myself. Let's move around, Pat. Let's move around, Mika. Let's move around, Paul. Let's move around. The ones who can't move around, let's move around. Come on now. What y'all scared of? Yeah, Miami. What y'all scared of? Let's move around. Look at all them men with what they call them, the gray men, all nice looking men. They just traveling, they just doing them. Why we can't move around? Just because we went, oh, I can't be with a mom. Say, I don't have no friends. That's why I can't be with a bunch of women. Nah, we know how to conduct ourselves over here. As long as we get together and we pray and ask God to protect us from all harm, danger, tickets, accident, we good. Why we can't do that? I'm just saying. Why we just can't enjoy our life? We don't have to go all. We could just get up. Let's just get on the train. Just get on the train, get on the, even if we drink a little wine, ain't got to be nothing strong, no alcohol, nothing like that. It could be the little Chardonnay, the little bottles and stuff like that. Why we just can't take us a ride? Get on the bus, get on the train. Just do some girl stuff. That's what I want. Let's do some waiting at there. Let's get an Airbnb and all us meet up in the Airbnb and listen to the music and do some waiting at there. And we sitting on the sofa on the floor and we just running it. Yeah, the men, the silver fox. Why we can't be the beautiful queens, the one of a kind? Yeah, them some fine ass men and some selfish ass men. As I be saying, damn, all of them. We be looking at them. Why we can't have them looking at us? It don't matter because we in wheelchair, blind, crippled, or crazy. We still vulnerable. Why we just can't schedule that up? Why we just can't? My birthday in July. Why we can't start? Why we can't start? Why we can't start after Mother's Day? I'm ready. If you say go now, I be so ready to go. I ain't got nobody holding me back. I just want just go. Even if we get on the train and just go and come back. Why Katrina have to come, or a storm, or a tornado have to come for everybody to leave and go somewhere? Nah. I just got a beautiful luxury car and it's just sitting out there. A car like that is made for the highway. I be busting it. I be having to slow down. Yeah. Because you just had came. You was all out of town. I saw you all out of town. I think with your sister or your sister-in-law. You went to Vegas, huh, Mika? Come on, y'all. It don't take nothing. Let's do something. Or let's get an Airbnb and have a women's night. And we could listen, if it's a Sunday pop up, we could listen to the word on Sunday. You know, we could do a little comedy. I could be the little comedian. We could do the little karaoke. We could do the little dressing up and all that kind of stuff. We could get us an Airbnb. My birthday is July the 3rd. We got to find out the dates. Come on, y'all. We got to stick. We gotta make that happen. All of us. Hey, Mama Ava. We got to make that happen. Before you know it, we ain't getting no younger. So y'all can keep on being around here. And the more y'all keep looking down, y'all gonna see gray hair right down in y'all little me and be like, damn, yeah. That means we getting old. I don't want to be around here. You know what? Still crying, and then before you know it, all the wrinkles gonna start coming out here, and then the hands gonna go to getting stuck, and then you ain't gonna be able to talk. You ain't gonna remember. You looking for your cell phone, girl. Anyway, you saw my cell phone, girl. Your cell phone is on your ear. Come on, man. Hey, you saw my little coin purse? You saw my pocketbook? No, girl, you left your pocketbook on the bus. Come on now. What we waiting for? What we waiting for? Y'all make me feel some kind of way because y'all be saying we gonna do this and we gonna do this and it don't happen. Y'all think I want to do stuff. I want to go places. I'm tired of looking for the phone and the phone be right there in my hand. I'm tired of. I went to put on earrings and I had earrings on already. For real. Gonna be looking for the Charlie and sitting on the Charlie. Can you bring me to the Charlie? Well, and you is sitting on the Charlie. For real. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to wear two diapers. I'm just saying. Stop lying to me. Y'all be, oh yeah, we gonna do it. When? When we gonna do it? We could get our little bingo. We could play jacks. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to get up, some of y'all, but we could play jacks. Hmm. We could get some jacks. We could get some jacks. Whoever get on the floor, if you can't get up, we could get somebody to help y'all. But we need to play jack. We could play Uno. Hmm. Monopoly. Hmm. We play all that. And we could watch TV, movies, wait and exhale, and all that. Why did I get married? Because we want to know why did some of y'all get married, and you know he was ugly anyway. I, I'm sorry, Lord. Let me. I ain't lying. You ever had an ugly man, and then he got ugly ways? and he have ugly problems. Y'all, at one time, we used to be able to get the ugly man money. Not the ugly man. The ugly men think it's all about them. They win. If you know, if you notice, the pretty girls get with the ugly men. Thank God we have strong genes. I'm just saying, a lot of the pretty girls always get with the ugly boys. Hmm. The ugly boys, the ugly men, their self-esteem then went to the roof. I had the type of grandma, she said, "Man, where you going with that little ugly man?" I ain't gonna lie. At one time, we used to could get the little ugly money. Now the little ugly ones, they standing on business. God forgive me. I ain't never seen so many ugly men that stand on business right now. Ain't no such thing as they ugly. I'll tell you one thing, they got high self-esteem. I ain't gonna lie. Thank you, Paul. I made it. I ain't gonna lie. One little ugly one. He said, "When you going? Is you ever gonna let me to kiss you?" I said, "I don't like kissing." You want a good Mississippi man? Most definitely gonna get an ugly one. he said, he said, "And I didn't give you my money. Is you ever gonna kiss me?" I said, "I don't like kissing." Now I can't even get a kiss. He could say a big monkey. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never, like, even though I'm in a wheelchair and the ugly man, they don't even look at me. Then, you know it's bad when the ugly men don't look at you. I be looking in the mirror, can I be saying, "Oh, damn, his little ugly ass ain't even look." I know darn well I'm not the only one was with an ugly man on here. Y'all can say what y'all want, but just look at some of y'all. forgive me, but why? My grandma was color struck, right? You know, my grandma was color struck. My grandma do not like dope children. And I used to say, well, damn, well, you the only one that's Poisson Blonde, and you slept with a black man, and now you don't like dope children. Y'all know back in the days they was color struck, right? So my grandma said, where you going with that little ugly man? What you grandma say? You better not bring no children here. Mm-mm. Y'all, I'm just be honest with y'all. Why people just don't be honest when they see your child and they know your child is not that cute, you know. But people say, "Oh, that's just children. Children off limit." No, children is not off limit. They either ugly or they cute. Now, why the older people would say, "Girl, all children are cute." Mm-mm, mm-mm. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think I am more prettier than when I was a young girl. I saw some pictures of me when I was a little girl. Mm-mm. She knows she could have did better with my hair. Girl, you say what's my opinion with Brooke and BG. I talked about them yesterday. I don't want to talk about them no more. But to answer your question, it's a hot mess. She should have left that little girl out of mouth. That little girl in her family. I'm just saying. She should have left them people alone. Hmm. But I don't want to talk about them. Mm-mm. Mm. Go watch my video. I talked about them yesterday. Watch the podcast from yesterday. See, I don't want to talk about them today. I don't want to make them relevant today. I want to talk about the ugly boys. So why is it that people think you can't say if a person cute or ugly? Now, all us wasn't born cute and ugly. Now I got an ugly side of my face. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. This face right here, this little face right here, is my daddy face. And when I look a certain way, I be looking ugly. When I be trying to say, you saying that ain't it. My grandma always told me, she said, you got a beautiful smile. So I try to keep smiling because if you catch me, oh boy, that ain't no good look. I'm just saying, everybody got an ugly look, girl. And you catch me off guard, you be like, oh, girl. And then when I be saying people, guess what they be saying? Girl, you so pretty in person. I be saying, well, damn. I ain't lying. Yo, when I be in the street, they be saying, the man say, damn, you much pretty in person. I was like, well, damn, when I be on the internet, I must look real ugly. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. When I look a certain way, and that's not no good look. You don't need to look that way. You need to delete that picture right there because you don't look cute. I'm just being real. If y'all don't like it, y'all can fall off. So I'm saying, y'all want me to be on here talking about I'm always cute? No, I got a little ugly side. And this right here, I don't know where this comes from. Now you know what? This is too much extra face, and I be doing it like that. I do like this. See, if I got this done, you wouldn't be able to see. Let me see. If I do it like that, that's not no good look either. But this the extra face right here because that's because I lost a lot of weight. Might be saying, damn, it's just too much going on. Now you know this don't have to be here. There's just too much going on. I saw them on Instagram, and the doctor was doing this with him, and he took and brought that back like that, and that way you can't see it no more. Cause Miss Thing say you need to go iron my face. It's really not wrinkled, girl. I just need to dry clean it. Miss Thing say, and she need to go iron her face. No, Miss Thing, I need to dry clean. Just dry clean. Just it's part of. I just need to gain some weight. But now that I'm not stressing and I'm not worrying about the children and the grandchildren. Now that I'm not doing that, I could gain my little weight back, and maybe my face could get a little fat. Because when I turn to the side, that don't be no good. Look like, can can you just delete that picture? 'Cause that's not no good look. Do y'all ever take a picture and you be like, girl, that's me, but that's not me. That's not a good look. Now, where the rest of my face at? My daddy wrong for that. He wrong for whoever his dad. My grandpa got more face than my daddy. So my daddy face like this. That means they cheated us out some of our face,
From Facebook,
and it's
Andrea
gone.
commented on your reel.
It's just missing. hmm hmm Oh, you say how did I get in a wheelchair? How did you get in a wheelchair? How has it been? Or about? It's a long story. All right. We got time, a little time. Y'all got a little time on Facebook? So let me tell you how I get in a wheelchair. I was married. See, I be telling y'all, they got people that be on the live sometime, y'all, that don't know, my history and don't know. You first here, I mean, it's your first time on here. You like and subscribe before I tell you a little my life story. Did you like and subscribe? Because you about to make me go back to some stuff that um I wasn't trying to go back to right now. Thank you. So I was married, right? And the guy I was married to was cheating on me with the young lady I grew up with. So I wind up, I'm gonna get to you short and simple. It's a long, long story. And the more you follow me, the more you come back on here, then I'm gonna give you, the back. No, what you can do is no, I'm not gonna send you to nobody else's podcast because they ain't over here at my podcast. But anyway, I'm gonna give you a little snippet, because they doing a movie, I'm doing a book, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I'm that girl. But let me tell you. So he was cheating on me with the young lady. All us grew up around each other and stuff like that. So I wound up finding out about it. And so I'm gonna skip over some stuff. So you're gonna have to dot the I's and cross the T's. Um, Everybody knew they was messing around but me. So once I found one day I saw him and her in the car. And when I saw him in the car, I caught him at the red light. So I jumped out my car and I asked her to put the window down on her side because I wanted to ask her why she was in the car with him. And she said, "Oh, I'm not that. You my girl. I'm not messing with your husband." And all this other kind of stuff. I said, "Well, what you doing in the car with him?" And she came with the little bogus stories and that, he just gave me a ride. All that. So that's what she said. So he went to his mama house or whatever, whatever. But he still was messing with me, and he was messing with her. So I never had really saw her in person until I don't know if you're from New Orleans or where you might be from, but New Orleans have second lines, and that's our culture. So I was going to the second line, which was their second line because she used the second line as well. But I used the second line before her because I'm like a couple of years older than her. And so I really didn't want to go to the second line. But I went by my grandmother's house. My grandma's like, "Oh, you look so pretty." I put on her little white diamond there. She said, "Don't go out there and get yourself in no trouble. Leave that boy alone," which was my husband, right? Because she knew we were still going through a little something. Because me and my grandma used to have a conversation about him cheating on. So, so after the second line, before the second line was over, I called myself leaving the second line. So when I was leaving the second line, I was riding up um, Villery Street because I used to sit the wrong street because I was in a coma for a while. So I was riding up Villery Street. Now, mind you, Villery Street is the street that me and my sister played Russian roulette with a young man, and he unalived himself and fell in my lap and passed away. Yeah, Russian roulette, me, him, and my sister. So, and don't ask me why I was playing Russian roulette. I didn't know anything about that. I didn't even know, we was just playing with a gun, riding in stolen cars and all that. Yeah, it was. So the guy passed away on the same street, which is Village Street. And then decades after that, the young lady who my husband was cheating with wound up pum me after I slapped her. Because me and her got in, I pulled up in front this house where my husband's car was parked at the time. And I saw the car. And when I saw the car, I got caught up in my emotion and my feelings and stuff like that. So when I got caught up in my emotions and my feelings, I got out of my truck. I put my truck in neutral, got out of it, and I approached the young lady and I was like, I see, and then I tell you, stay from around my children and all that. And she's like, yeah. So it was her and another young lady, and I was by myself. So I said what I said, and then I turned around and I walked away. So when I was walking to my truck, she said, B, which is the B word, you need to take that up with your husband, like that. So I have a problem with people calling me the B. I really do. So when she called me to be, I turned around and I walked back and I said, "What you said? What you called me?" And she said what she said. So I slapped her. So when I slapped her, it was two of them. So once I slapped her, I was waiting to fight both of them. They probably was gonna whip my tail, but we were gonna fight again. If they would have beat me up, I'm gonna beat them up one by one if they would jump me or anything. So after I slapped her, they just standing up there. Now mind you, she in the trunk of the car. She bending over in the trunk of the car. And I'm gonna be real, I knew she carried a pum because I know she carried it in a crown royal bag. Cause I know her prior to her pum and me. I knew she carried a pum, but I ain't never thought she would pum me with the pum I saw her carrying. I underestimated her with the pum. So to make a long story short, so I was ready to fight. But we just standing up there. So while we standing up there, I'm like, well, what's going on? We're not gonna fight. So they standing there, I'm standing there, ain't nobody saying that. They ain't saying nothing, I ain't saying nothing. So I turns around and I'm walking away. And when I walked away, I don't remember nothing from that day on. I didn't remember me getting pum. I got pum. She hit me one time and I was out. I don't remember nothing from that day. And then they say my sister and my mom, all of them came running around there. The people heard the shot, they came running around there, whatever. And
For
then
Facebook, Ava Jane.
after they heard what happened or whatever, they came running around there, whatever. And my mom and my sister saw the young man go in his mama house and get a pum and slide on the ground by my body. Now, mind you, cross the street, directly across the street, that's where the guy unalived himself. And then decades after, I got pum in front of the same house. So the moral of the story is that the husband that I was with him that Friday. He was messing with me and still his wife, and he was cheating on me with her. So he was the last man I was with before I got almost unalive. I got pum that Sunday. I was with him that Friday, and that happened in 1995. And I had 4 children, and I was in a coma for quite quite some time. Then I got out the coma, and then I had to live my life. So it's more to the story. But since you asked, I just gave you a little snippet. hmm And then we went to trial, we went to court, and all that kind of stuff there. So it's a whole lot. When we went to court and stuff like that. But mind you, when I was like 19, I think I was like 19, 20, something like that. I was still a young girl. I pum somebody in my days as a young girl. So I look at life like I pum somebody in my young days and somebody pum me. And he forgave me from pum him. And God forgave me for pum him. So I had to forgive her for pum me. Now the battle is not mine. She got to deal with what she did to me because my ex-husband divorced me while I was in the hospital, and now he is married to her. And I've been in a wheelchair 31 years, and he's been married to her ever since I've been in a wheelchair. And I got a 31-year-old, 32-year-old, 33-year-old, and 42-year-old. There you have. There's more to the story. But a lot of people be like, well, I heard that story already. I don't hear it. But they heard the story already. But they still believe in a lie. They were saying I was a bully. I wasn't a bully. Not for us. If they say she used to always fight, me and my sister used to fight. Yeah, we used to fight a lot. But for thank you. But for as me being a bully, I never was a bully. But for as me, I would never use a weapon on another female. I'll be the female ass, so she'll beat my ass, and we'll live to see another day. But a man, I lay him down. That's how I was. A man. But it's funny that my husband I was with, I got a mark right here in my face. I hit him, and he punched me, and he broke my jaw. But I didn't get a chance to pim him. I didn't get that chance. So, I mean, I don't know why I didn't get the chance to pim him because he put his hands on me, and I wanted my leg back. But thank God that I didn't pim him because I probably would have been in jail for pimping him. But life be lifing, and that's how I get to where I'm at now. I am a phenomenal woman. I have overcome all those obstacles. I am very much happy now within myself. They still be picking. They still be doing all kind of like poking the bear, trying to poke and mess with me and all that kind of stuff there. But I'm over that. I'm not invited to certain things that they um, are attending. At one time, I was invited, but once she realized that him and I had a relationship for us talking among ourselves with our children, she made sure she cut that off, which is crazy because I don't want him like that. But we do have children and grandchildren together, and whenever they have parties and whatever they have, I'm not invited. But it's okay. It's okay. So I don't want no sympathy. I don't want you to be like, oh, Miss Ann, I'm so sorry that happened to you. No, girl. Man, I'm good. I'm a warrior. I'm a strong woman, phenomenal woman. So that's the moral of the story. But if you want to hear any more about the story, you got to come back. Oh, you know what? Go watch the other videos. It's a lot more videos. And my grandchildren. Y'all, today, let me show you. My granddaughter and my grandson Corbin, they got 7 million views. Clock that to. They need to give me one of their views. They got 7 million views. Wow. hmm Here you go. 7 million views. Y'all can't see it, but 7 million views. See that 7 million? 7 million views. Thank you, Dawn. So that's the moral of the story. And a lot of people be saying, oh well, Miss Ann need to leave that alone. She need to let that go. Miss Ann need to she talk about that. Well, I think I'm entitled to talk about my past, right, Dawn? Right, Mika? I think I'm entitled to talk about my past because this what happened to me. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm paralyzed from the waist down. And girl, you still got the man. So if you got the man, why are you so, why be bothered about me? I wouldn't even be threatened by. I'd be like, you know what, girl, I'm not worried about you guys. If you feel like you got it, because if you know for sure without a shadow of a doubt that man love you and you got him, why be bothered about the woman that was before you? I'm just saying. A lot of y'all women shouldn't worry about the woman that was before you. She shouldn't even be a threat. I'm just saying. Oh wait, girl, I ain't even know you was going. I thought you was still here. So I'm not worrying about them. They more worried about me than them because every time something go on, I'm not in. Girl, you are not invited. Well, why I'm not invited? Why I'm not invited? They don't get along with me. I get along with anybody. Anybody that's the people that's for the right. I'm not messing with the wicked. The wicked people, they can stay over there, and I'm gonna stay over here. I won't be over here because I already done made it in. I didn't plead my case. I'm gonna carry my cross. I'm gonna bear my cross. But the wicked, they can stay down yonder. I don't want to be no part of the wicked. Been there, done that. So until the day, like somebody said she'll never tell me she's sorry. Um, one day you will. One day she will. Is that she told somebody I'd never tell her I'm sorry. One day she will. One day. If she know who Jehovah is, one day, if she don't never draw closer to him, a woman or a man could never tell me they know him if they're not willing to take accountability and say, I'm sorry for hurting somebody. I'm just saying. And if she never don't say she's sorry, oh well, that's between her and her life. Whatever they got going on, they could keep whatever they got going on over, and I ain't a part of them and they shenanigans. And if they keep on doing what they doing, trying to make me feel some type of way in separation with me and my children and all that, that's their demons they got to deal with. Because they couldn't have been me. I don't teach my children to hate nobody. Because Jehovah is love. And he is a family in love. And I stand on principles and morals. And everybody not like that. So it is what it is. And for the record, before I leave, I told her I forgive her. I did. And when I started having grandchildren, I told her we gonna get along for the grandchildren. And she was like, okay, yeah, I understand. And see, she didn't understand. Because if you understood the assignment, y'all wouldn't be throwing baby showers and all of this and saying, I'm not invited. Because what they don't know is I'm not gonna cause no confusion on a record, knowing I want to be around my grandchildren and my children. But I'm gonna keep on praying because victory already won over here. And everybody who think they like throwing me under the bus, he said I'll make your enemies your footstool. He said it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So Miss Thing, if you're listening, and if your friends on here, if you don't never say you're sorry, never again in life, guess what? That's between you and Jehovah. I'm just saying, Miss Thing. Don't ever forget, you put a pum pum in my bag. You slept with my husband. He divorced me on my
Someone with a 504
on my
bed.
bed
Amazon.com link.
and married you. But you're a woman like me. To all y'all women that say, oh, well, I got what I deserve, watch what y'all say out your mouth. Because y'all got sons and daughters. Watch what y'all say out your mouth. Because y'all got sons, daughters, granddaughters, and grandsons. I'm just saying. So they talk about everything else and say everything else that everybody say, well, Miss Ann did tell her she forgive her. Now that's big. That's bigger than Nino. And you still feel some type of way? I'm just saying. That man that you trying to come make yourself convince you that he hate me. Girl, that man don't hate me. He putting up a facade in front of you to please you. But when it's all said and done, you got to carry your cross and he got to carry his cross. And when it's time for judgment day, y'all got to be on one accord. He going to judge y'all individually, not together. You made a choice to sleep with a married man. You made a choice to shoot the married man, wife in the back. You made a choice when he divorced his wife, you made a choice to marry him. So the choice we make is the choices we gotta live with. I'm just saying. So with that being said, y'all, today is Friday. Happy Friday. No, nobody raised my kids but me, Gil. I raised my kids. Mind you, when I got Pum, I was only paralyzed. My mind wasn't gone. I still was able and capable to take care of my children. But the flip side, they tried to take my children. And when they tried to take my children, he we went to court, child support court. And the judge, I remember plain as day, the judge told me, I'm gonna take the children from, they asked him, they say, first of all, is your wife unfit? And he said, no, she not unfit. He said, I got enough money and I could do more for my children than her. And at the time, he did have more than enough money. He was living in a $500,000 house. So he was still able, but that didn't give you the right to try to take my children. If you want to take care of them, you still entitled to take care of them. But I didn't know that. I could have sued her and I could have got spouse support. I didn't know none of that. It's a lack of knowledge. I didn't find out I could have sued her until a year later, and New Orleans have a statutory of a year. So when he filed for custody of the children, the judge said, well, I'm going to take the children and give to him temporarily. And I said, temporarily? And he said, and my little boy, which is all facts, little cool, he was crying and telling the judge, please, 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 don't, no, please, 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 don't take me. I want to stay with my mama. Please, 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 I want to stay with, little Corey was the little mama's boy. And he was crying and begging the judge so he could stay with me because he really was scared of his dad. There's just something about his daddy, big old black dude. It's something about he was scared of him. So, no, 1 year. It's 1 year statutory. So, um, so the judge gave him the children, and he left with the children, and all us was on the elevator. And I can remember me crying out to Jehovah. And I'm saying, Lord, this is all I have, outside of my children. And I had my other children that wasn't his. I had two and two. And I was like, Lord, why you allowing this to happen? I said, Lord, they didn't did everything I used to, they didn't shoot me, they didn't did this, they together. And I was just crying and going through my little phase. And I heard Jehovah say, I make your enemies your footstool. And in the presence of your enemy. So it was some things that I heard, but I didn't understand. So I cried all that day. Then I had my little friend, and I said, you know what? Let's just do something. Let's go to the show or something. I said, I just need to get this stuff off of my mind. I just need to go somewhere without. So we went to the show. So when we was leaving the show, I think, yeah, I got a phone call. And the phone call was from the feds, the FBI. And they say, can I speak to such and such? But they was looking for me, but they called me her. And I said, no, you got the wrong person. And they said, well, we looking for the mother of so and so, my two children. And I said, well, this is the mother, and my name is such and such, like that. And it was like, well, all right, we need you to come and get your children. And I said, come and get my children. What? And they say, something has happened, and we need you to get your children. So, I mean, I can only talk about it because it's in public records. He just had got busted on the odds and service rule. What, 80? First, it was saying 4 billion, but come to find out it was $80,000, $80,000 worth of, heroin. And they say he was trying to pull it out the window or point it out the window, and it went in my daughter's eye, and it went in my son's mouth. So they needed me to hurry up and get there so they could check my children out to make sure they was all right because my son, it went in his mouth and it went in my daughter's eye. And I made it out there. And by the time I made it out there, they had them left. And I was trying to find out where my children was. I was trying to get my children all that day or whatever. I wound up getting my children the next day. And then I went to the court. And the judge was like, you ain't got to say nothing. They had to, give me my rights back to my children and all that kind of stuff there. But at that moment, I could have lost my children. They could have lost their life. So he had wound up doing 12 years on a 13-year sentence. And so he been home like 7, 8 years like that, maybe 8 going on 9 years or something like that. So ever since he been home, it's been like against mama thing. Like daddy home, daddy first. Dad ain't been there. Dad ain't been the love that dad ain't been there to share. We just gonna put mama to the side and now we it's all about daddy. So that's how I've been. And then my little son, he wound up losing his little girlfriend on my birthday like 10 years ago. So it's just been a roller coaster ride. But I'm here. I'm good. And life be lifing. But it is what it is. And I'm not gonna cry over spilled milk. And I see them from time to time. And it is what it is. And I taught my children, about Jehovah. They know wrong from right. But do they live by it? Not to the fullest. Because if they was living by what I taught them, they wouldn't be feeling some type of way or treat me some type of way. They'll realize that they got a mother that's genuine, that's loyal, and that really, really love them. But, they still young adults and they got to see life for what it is. They got to realize that you don't get but one of these. And when you got a good one, you need to hold on to it. You get one, I would never turn them against their father, but he should never allow them to turn their back against me because that's not their children. She only have two children that's not for him. And their dad is no longer here. But he a daddy to her children. But you are there with her children. But at the same time, you're not telling them right from wrong with our children. Because regardless of the fact, that's still our children, that's still our grandchildren, biological. See what I'm saying? And that's your children by marriage. And she got grandchildren by marriage. But him and I have the same children. I'm his only baby mama, you know, and that's his only children. One baby mama, two children by the same woman. And he portrayed an image of like he disliked me or hate me sometime or whatever. But I know better than that. So I don't trip on that. And I don't dwell. I don't sweat the small stuff. But they got to deal with their demise. I'm good. I'm blessed and highly favored. So, so you got any more questions before I get off? Because I'm off tomorrow. Anybody have anything they want to ask me? Because I'm off tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday and Sunday. I might do a pop. I pop on. And we just got to from talking about a girl trip and talking about getting together. And I hope y'all not lying to me. Right. And I think that Like my daughter wrote a book, and then her book is called She Painted Her Own Reality. And when I read the book, some things like really like a little bit like bother me because she don't really fault her daddy. Uh, I mean, she don't fault the woman. She said her daddy shouldn't have been cheating, so she got a relationship with the woman. I don't have a problem with her having a relationship with her because she been with her daddy, you know. But at the same time, how you gonna misuse your mama and have a better relationship with a woman that almost unalive your mom? That don't add up at all. So I love my children. I pray for my children, but they got to see life for what it is. They got to see life, and I hope they just open their eyes and realize, why I'm still here. Because life is life. I'm just saying. So I'm ready for y'all. If anybody on here, we trying to do a little girls, not a little girl, a girls trip, and we gonna do the girls trip, or we gonna get an Airbnb, and we gonna do the wait and exhale. And if anybody interested, we already got the ones who I know gonna stand on business. So any of y'all, Gil, Tracy, Cheryl, Angie, any one of y'all, if y'all want to be a part of, you know, the women's the the Queen's trip, y'all can. If not, it's still okay, and then not gonna be no mess and confusion because I don't live like that. They say I'm messy, but I'm real. But us as adults, we gonna stick together. We gonna be together. If somebody got a problem with somebody, we gonna talk about it, and we gonna learn to overcome obstacles, and we gonna get along. Anybody, we ain't gonna be with that hating and jealous. And if one queen got a problem, if all us could come together and help one another, that's why we gonna come together. You know, we not gonna be with that talking behind one another back and all that and mistreating one another. If somebody needs something, somebody ain't got their water bill paid or need something, a bill paid or something like that, we all gonna come together and help one another. That's what we gonna do. We all go ahead and put us a little trust fund up, where we could maybe go to Hawaii and stuff like that. Or let's go have a little club money in the bank. We gonna have a treasury or something like that where we could just enjoy life. And if y'all on board, y'all can. If y'all don't want, just say y'all want to be brought up. Some of y'all say y'all don't like to be around certain women, but I'm not like that. Just because one apple was bad, that mean everybody, all the apples is bad? No, not with me. Just because one woman did what she did, make all women like that? Not with me. I'm not like that. The good not gonna suffer for the bad with me. So since I answered everybody's question, anybody have anything they need to say? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If it's fine if y'all just come on here and y'all just want to come on here and just watch it, whatever. If y'all don't want to do the extra, I'm fine with it. I'm good with that. Whoever want to embrace, I'm embrace the people that want to be embraced, and that's that. And the ones who don't want to embrace, who want to be stuck under a rock, just stay stuck under a rock. It is what it is. Happy Friday. Y'all have a blessed weekend. And I might do a pop up tomorrow. But it's supposed to be cold tomorrow and Sunday. So I love y'all. Anybody anybody want to call me? Anybody want to DM me? Anybody have anything to say that they want to say? Hmm. Let me see. Mika, I love you. Pam, Paula, Tracy, I love all y'all queens. Y'all be blessed. If y'all have anything y'all want to say, send me a message. I love y'all, and y'all be blessed. Thank you, Queen. I don't know why he didn't.